Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Against the Public for October 22nd. I'm Dana Lane. Today, I have 3 free National Hockey League selections to help get your week off to a winning start. After we finish, please go to Pickdawgz.com where you can expect to find my premium college football winners along with my NHL selections. And don't forget, tomorrow marks the start of the NBA season. Remember, you can get my college football 3-pack for just $54.99 anytime. NBA, NHL 3-pack, $49.99. Every 3-pack, every individual play always comes with our Pick Dawgz win guarantee. In addition, there's only one way to get every play that I release, and that's to simply become an all-access member, and you can do that over the next 30 days for less than $11 a day, the next 90 days for less than $10 a day, or better yet, guys, just jump on that annual all-access pass that gives you every play that I release over the next 365 days for just $3.70 a day. You can throw it on a credit card, pay it off a little at a time, and I'll take you right through the NFL, college football, NHL, NBA, college basketball, and Major League Baseball season, the World Series this year, and of course all of next year as well, right up and probably until the World Series. So you get all of that for one low price. It comes out to be less than a cup of coffee a day at Starbucks, and I will make sure that I work as hard as I possibly can to make sure that you expand your bankroll properly. Also, in the NHL, guys, prior to last night's games, 58% winners for all my customers. That's 58% over the last 7 days. 56% over the entire year. That ranks number 1 in the National Hockey League. The NBA, as I mentioned, starts tomorrow. So what I'm going to do for against the public viewers only, I'm taking $100 off the season pass. This is going to last for 24 hours. Taking $100 off that NBA season pass. You jump on that right now, and you will get every selection that I put out there from now until the right through the NBA Finals. So $100 off for the next 24 hours. Jump on board, and we're going to have ourselves a great NBA season as we did last year. Okay, let's get to your free plays for Tuesday. We'll start things off 6 o'clock Eastern Time. Game number 9 and 10. Washington Capitals, Philadelphia Flyers. Flyers minus $1.20, 600 minus 20. Charlie Lindgren 1-1, 3.06 goals against, 893 save percentage against Samuel Ersson. 1-1-1, 299 goals against, 896 save percentage. Public has been pounding the over in this game. It opened up at 5.5 at a few spots, but that only lasted a few hours. Number was bumped up to 6 after 92% of the money and 92% of the tickets flowed in on the over. The best number I see out there is still 5.5, and I think it's out one book. Of course, our friends at Heritage love to kind of walk on the edge a little bit. They're still at 5.5. Over minus $1.18. That's a very fair number. The Capitals 3-1 this season. Straight up 3-1 against the puck line, 3-1 to the over after winning their 3rd straight game at New Jersey, 6-5 in overtime on Saturday. Washington has been an underdog in every game this season. The Caps are 3rd in the NHL in scoring, but what creates a little bit of apprehension on that? And I know, people. I've talked to people about this game, and they're like, "Well, Washington is really, they're starting to, fire back up on all cylinders again. Certainly somebody in the Eastern Conference that you have to keep an eye on. But my apprehension is, as a team, they're 5th in the NHL in scoring right now, but really they have leaned on Tom Wilson a bunch for that scoring. 5 goals, 6 points overall, and really other than him, maybe Dylan Strome on that top line, no one has more than one goal, and that includes Alexander Ovechkin, who had his first one the other night, and somewhat of a fluky manner. So, as a team, statistically, they look like they're scoring a bunch, but when you really dive into it, it's Tom Wilson and Dylan Strome doing most of the scoring. If I'm John Tortorella, my focus is to definitely play better defensively, which we know the Flyers have to do anyway. But my goal is to make Tom Wilson incredibly uncomfortable, limit the amount of space that he has out there on the ice. Now, he's not a guy that's going to be a perennial 25-goal scorer, but as long as he stays hot out there, you've got to make sure that you limit the amount of space that he has to create offense. And I think that we're going to see that in this game. The bottom six and blue line scoring is certainly non-existent. So I think for Washington. So I think if they take Wilson away or do their best to take things away, I think we'll squeeze under the total in this one. The Flyers are 1-3, 1-3-1 straight up, 2-3 against the puck line, 3-2 to the over. They dropped a 3-0 decision to the Vancouver Canucks in their first home game of the season after starting the year with 5 straight games on the West Coast. There is some good news from the Flyers practice today. It looks like Nick Seeler, who was hit in the knee with a puck against the Boston Bruins, will be back. That means he's going to settle into that second pairing with Jamie Drysdale. He's a 7-year veteran who's been terrific in his end, in his own end in the last couple of seasons, and he's out there to do one thing, and that is play 15 minutes of defense, and he's usually does that pretty well. So good to have him back on the ice. I expect over money to continue, so wait until the puck drops on this one. We're going to take the under 6 minus $1.20. Game number 2, 8:30 Eastern Time, 27-28 is your rotation numbers. Colorado Avalanche on the road, minus $1.20, 6.5 under, minus 11 versus Seattle. Alexander Georgiev, 1-3, 4.99 ERA, 8.11 save percentage is your probable starter for the Avs. Philip Grubauer, 1-2, 3.07 goals against, 877 save percentage for the Seattle Kraken. Pros versus Joes matchup here. We see 72% of the tickets and 62% of the money on the Avs. Pros have pushed that number in the other direction after Colorado opened at minus $1.32. That was the consensus number when it opened. Quick injury update. Devon Toews is going to miss his 5th. Check that 4th straight game with the mid-body injury, so the Avs will be down a top pairing defenseman again. And the Kraken's Vince Dunn remains day-to-day after missing the last 2 games with that collision against the Philadelphia Flyers. Looks like it was a back injury, so I don't expect him to be on the ice for this one. His absence on the ice not only hurts them 5-on-5, but it also hurts them on the power play as well. And they're already 25th in the NHL on the power play with a success rate of 15%. So not good news for Seattle. Colorado 2-4 straight up, 1-5 against the puck line, 4-1-1 to the over, coming off that second straight win after starting this season 0-4. So I guess just when you need a few victories, the Ducks and the Sharks are on the schedule, and the Avs took care of business in both games. I think that game against San Jose, and yep, granted it was against San Jose, that 4-1 victory that we just saw was their most complete game of the year. So we'll see where that takes them. I think the Avalanche's start really is nothing to overreact to. There are plenty of times when teams go on a losing streak to begin the year or go on a losing streak during the year and nobody really notices. But I think because it's the beginning of the season, everybody notices a 4-game losing streak. The reason I don't worry as some of the other people in Colorado have is their top 6 has been terrific. Ross Colton has 6 goals in that top line. Mikko Rantanen, Casey Middlestat with 4 on that second line. Cale Makar seems to be coming right back to play at that elite level again. So I think that they're rounding into shape. They just had a bad run in the first 4 games, and it wasn't exactly against the nobodies of the league either. So I think they are starting to find themselves again. The Kraken 4-2 this year straight up, 3-3 puck line, 3-3 on the totals. They won 3 straight games after that 2-1 victory, that home victory in overtime against the Calgary Flames on Saturday. That was good for us. I have to go back to the Vince Dunn injury in this one because various stats. When you look at when he's in the lineup versus when he's not, and the offensive efficiency is noticeable. In fact, Seattle averages almost a goal, or it does average a goal better when Dunn is in the lineup versus when he's not. So there's no reason for me not to go with Colorado in this one. They're better. They're a better team on paper. I think they're rounding into form, and I think the absence of Dunn is a massive loss, both 5-on-5 and on that power play for Seattle. So I'm going to take Colorado in this one, and then game number 3, 11 o'clock Eastern Time, game 39 and 40, Los Angeles Kings against the Vegas Golden Knights. Golden Knights minus $1.48, 6 under, minus 18. David Rittich or Phoenix Copley is going to be a net for the Los Angeles Kings. I expect Aiden Hill to be in net for the Golden Knights. Hill's 2-2 this year, 3.81 ERA, 851 save percentage. As usual, the general betting public is all over the Vegas Golden Knights. 88% of the wagers and 86% of the money is on Vegas. That's pushed that number up. Or has not pushed that number up because the pros are on the other side of this. Vegas opened up a minus $1.60. They're down to $1.48 in this one. So the pros is pushing this down, but I expect this number to go back up just a little bit because now it becomes a public game. Usually you don't get a lot of pro money very much before the game. It's when those opening numbers come out, they usually pop them early, they get them in the morning, and then it settles down and the public takes over the betting. Keep an eye in the morning skate who's going to be the first one off for the Los Angeles Kings. That will tell you who's going to be the starting goaltender. I think after seeing Rittich start against the Ducks, he only faced 14 shots in that game. And then the game before that against Montreal, he faced 27. He was fantastic in both of those games. This is always a massive game for both of these teams. So I expect the best goaltender is going to start, which is going to be Rittich in this one. For Vegas, Victor Olofsson, a couple injury notes. We know that Victor Olofsson is week to week, and if you've worked with the Vegas Golden Knights in any capacity, and I've been fortunate to, we know that when they say week to week, this guy could be out the entire year. So we'll see what happens there. William Karlsson, however, remains day to day, but the good news is he was a participant on practice on Monday. He was in a red non-contact jersey, but he is slowly coming back after starting the season off on the IR. And also working with the Golden Knights, you can bet one thing, he may play tomorrow. It doesn't matter if he's got that red jersey on or not. They like to surprise bettors quite a bit. So anticipate maybe he's going to be on the ice. I don't expect him to get 20, well, he's not going to get 20 minutes anyway, but I don't expect him to be probably in that 10 to 15 range if he does play, but there's a general feeling that he probably will not. He is just on the road to recovery, but always keep your eyes and ears open when it comes to the Golden Knights because they're always full of surprises. So we'll see if he's in the starting lineup. But back at practice, great news for Vegas, and I'm sure they couldn't wait to get him back after that road trip. The Kings are 3-1-2 straight up, 5-1 against the puck line. 2-4 to the under on the total to beat the Ducks and the Canadians by a score of 8-2 in their last two games. 2 straight unders cashed as well. Interesting numbers for Los Angeles, and I'll give you the breakdown from a betting standpoint. They're 67-65 plus 1,935 units since 2019 when getting less than 30% of the money wagered, which they are in this game. Only the Nashville Predators have been better in that scenario over that amount of time. So the Kings are in a very comfortable situation here where nobody thinks that they're going to grab the money. As an underdog, they're 20-30 in their last 15 games. Not a great win percentage, but good enough to be plus 1,158 units. Since 2016, the Kings are 85-103. Again, not a great win percentage, but we're more worried about bankroll and building bankroll. And of course, that money line is how we do that. They're 85-103, but plus 1,772 units. Only the Predators and the Blues are better in that situation. On the road as a dog in getting less than 30% of the money wagered, the Kings are 21-19 in their last 40 games, plus 972 units. And again, only Nashville is better in that scenario. So the Kings are in a very comfortable situation. And what's not uncomfortable, or what is not comfortable, is when you look on the other side of the ice, and it appears that Bruce Cassidy was not very happy with the way they played defensively on the road, and he's got good reason to. So at practice on Monday, he shook up the defensive pairings. We saw the separation of Shea Theodore and Alex Pietrangelo. Pietrangelo is now paired with Noah Hannafin on that top pairing. Theodore is with Braden McNabb on the third pairing, and of course Nick Hague and Whitecloud on that third pairing. So Cassidy was right. They weren't good in the back end, and until they make improvements, I'm going to go against them, and I'm going to do that in this matchup. I think the Kings are a live dog here plus $1.24. 4. Now, go over to pickdawgz.com, jump on my all-access pass to ensure you'll never miss another best bet winner again. We got NFL, college football, the NHL, NBA, college hoops in 2 weeks from now. It is a incredible time, but it's also an avalanche of sports that you need somebody that's been in this industry for 32 years to decipher what information is important and what is not, and then spit that back out so you can cash some tickets. Here's your Tuesday free play winners. Washington, Philadelphia under 6 minus $1.20, Colorado Avalanche minus $1.15, and the Los Angeles Kings plus $1.24. That does it for today's show. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe button. For Against the Public, I'm Dana Lane. All the best to you and your wagers on Tuesday.